Dude, can you remember when like chavs would slick the fringe of their hair down and then spike the back up?
Oh,
you remember that?
yeah.
They look like a weird.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably did that at some point.
You really?
Maybe not like hardcore, but I had quite long fringe. I used to straighten my fringe
puff
down,
the back
and
up
then
like
sometimes
a peacock.
puff the back up.
Dude, that was terrible. Okay. For £1 million every year for the rest of your life, but it has to be for the rest of your life. What is the job? It can be anything you want. Honestly, anything. It could be sitting on the sofa all day, but obviously boring. So, what is that? What is that dream job activity that you would go for? There's no other stream of income. You can't do anything else. Can't venture out of that field. What is it?
Doing this podcast with you.
You lame wad.
That's a good segue to announce our new $1 million sponsor.
Who is it?
Cream Hats.
Cream Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got an ice cream hat on today, guys.
Yeah, that's why.
Cream Hats are a new up and coming company, but they've been given so much investment that they can spend £1 million sponsorship deals with us.
Yeah, it's mainly your dad, wasn't it? He invested like almost.
Just keep it.
Oh, okay, right.
That on
Sorry,
the yeah. No, Dad is he's been very helpful for us, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and they so they make like really good quality hats, but exclusively with ice cream logos on. That's like the deal.
Yeah.
And you're meant like
well, it's my come.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like you pitched it as if like you have to eat ice cream out of the hats as well, and that's where I kind of like you lost me a little bit.
Well, so yeah, okay, look, all right, the gig's up. Yeah, it's the company that I'm starting, and I just thought it'd be a really cool way.
Fraud, man.
I thought it'd be a really cool way
to fraud, embezzlement.
I don't know what those words are, but I
you will soon.
I just thought that it was a cool thing to just lie and say, yeah, you eat ice cream out of the hat. As well, like you can do that as well as wear a cap which has ice cream on it. Do you know what I mean?
What do you do with the hat after you've eaten ice cream out of it? Because I can't imagine that would be very comfortable. Putting it back in your head.
Sorry, the shittest USP.
There are so many inventions. I can't think of anything right now, so it's so unhelpful. But like where they try and combine two things that just don't need to be. Yeah, they're just simpler. They
just work on their own, don't they?
Yeah, like a spork.
So what would
I'm sorry, sporks are great.
Sporks are good. Well, when I did Duke of Edinburgh, absolute life
in
changer.
my gap year.
I did. Did you ever do Duke of Edinburgh?
I did, yeah.
Did you? What?
I did bronze.
Oh, everyone does bronze, and that's enough.
If you need to know what I'm like about me as a person, is that I did bronze. You did and bronze. Nothing more.
Do you know what I did?
Gold.
I did platinum.
No, you didn't.
No, boy, there isn't
you
such
did
a thing.
Silver, I reckon.
I did bronze, silver, and gold.
Did you do gold?
Yeah, I did gold.
Gold, you have to go to another country or something, don't you?
Yeah, you have to do something residential.
What did you do?
I went to you know what I did? I went to California, and I just made up something over there.
Yeah, you absolutely did not actually qualify for gold. Yeah, like you just bullshitted.
I did it. No, well, hold on. That part of the deal is so. That's like the thing on the side that doesn't really matter. What does matter is the week of trekking up the Brecon Beacons in Wales. That's tough, right? Did that for a week. And then you have to do a year's worth of a skill, right? Of learning something.
Yeah, you have to get like signed off by
which I did.
By the learner person.
A week's worth, sorry, not a week, a year's worth of service. So I did like tennis coaching.
Yeah, you joined the army for like 18 months, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a full-on buzz cut. Did not look good. No. That's why I know I won't look good bald in the future.
That's where you got that metal leg from.
What, stepping on a landmine? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, is that not true?
Yeah, but I'd rather the audience not know about my iron leg.
Yeah, is that why when I first met you, everyone was calling you Iron Boy instead of Iron Man?
No, that was just because I'm fucking cool.
Iron Boy.
Yeah. But
Iron Kid.
Anyway, massive digression.
Offensive?
What would
It's quite offensive.
what Iron Kid?
No, just like joking about having an amputee.
I mean,
it's kind of offensive to amputees, isn't it? Is that what you call them?
Amputees? I don't know, dude. Is it offensive?
I think the fact we have to answer that question probably means it is offensive.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have done that.
Let's move on.
Anyway, massive digression, dude. What's their job? What is that thing that you guys?
I said I want to do the podcast with you.
No.
Someone just pay us to do it, please.
Okay, can't be that.
Okay.
Is it just gaming? But you have to bear in mind you can't do anything else.
No, I would like I would be the guy. I would be a personal investigator, a PI for relationships. So I would like find out if like your partner was like gambling or like basically doing shit that you wouldn't want them to do and not telling you.
Cheating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of just love the dish,
So you actually like doing that?
Well, I just feel like I'd love the goss,
Okay. So why don't you do it?
Like imagine the stories you'd have, like meeting your mates at the bar afterwards, just like, oh yeah, today I found a guy who was like having sex with animals behind his wife's back.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, so the reason I asked that question, it's a question I ask a lot of my clients because obviously
You're a life coach.
Yeah, I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
So when I ask them that and they give me their honest answer, my next question is, why aren't you doing that then?
I guess I never thought it was possible.
Well, of course it is. But a private investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's courses.
Yeah, you're right.
There's courses down the road actually at the...
turn the cameras off.
Okay,
I'm going to do that.
Good man.
All right, thanks. No, I'm not actually going to do that. But what I was going to say to you is that this is What a Bother, where we talk about what bothers us as well as what bothers you guys at home. So welcome back for another shitty episode this week. Sorry,
Sweet.
Great episode this week.
Selling it, man.
Trying to work on, self-affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few bothers to go through this week.
Cool. One of them's mine.
One of them is also mine as well, actually.
Which we just... my one can be quick.
Okay, suck on mine.
Okay, suck on mine. Sounds like
suck on mine.
Asian word. Suck on mine. So my one, I have a few, but I'm gonna prioritize this one. The other day I was watching TV, and a film trailer came up, right? And before I actually watched the whole thing, before it was even a second had gone by, I went, oh, a cover of a famous song in the background, 100%. Is exactly what happened. And that's the new thing now. They all have to use for film trailers, wherever they can do it.
It's a slower version of an upbeat song sung by the opposite gender of what the original song was sung like, to make it more dramatic. So it's like
so basically
here we are now.
Yeah.
So entertain us.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I've
like
heard that one.
Shots.
Pretty sure I've heard that one.
As well.
But the other one, like it's like fucking what's that song? Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure it was birds flying high.
I told you, it's always half speed.
Yeah.
Other gender singing it.
And then
and very low key, lo-fi instruments.
And I'm feeling good.
Oh, okay.
And then it's and it's like like just really cinematic.
That was really good. We'll do that again. Yeah,
and
I might record that for my film trailers.
I get it that it's like it is impactful, but they're all doing it, and it's like generic. One time really cool. Second time, oh, you copied that person. Now everyone does it. And it's like, it's that Samsung Apple thing. It's like, hey, you're just copying everything they do. And now it's like, why?
Yeah, Apple fucking copy Samsung all the time. It's so infuriating.
That's another thing. I saw an advert, which I was like, oh, should be an Apple advert, but I know it's not going to be. I know it's going to be Samsung. They just absolutely copy everything they do.
You can always tell because they always like similar fashion. But the thing where Samsung doesn't get it is that each time Apple make one, I'm not even that much of an Apple fan. I know I have a fucking MacBook sitting here, but I don't really like them personally. But the one thing that Apple does is innovate. So like they always make a new type of trailer, whereas Samsung just copy the last thing that they've made and not really innovate. Yeah. So welcome back to Tech Pod.
Tech Pod. But yeah, no. And I'm feeling good. And then it's just like, I've got so used to it now to where it's just so boring every time they do it, and it's so unoriginal. And I don't know, do they think, let's get a cover of a famous song. Like, we need one of those because Universal are doing it. It's like a Pixar's headquarters. They think how do we do this trailer? Let's get a famous cover. Let's get a famous song and do a cover of it. Yeah, sweet, cool. Like, that's the new thing. Why do you have to do it?
It's lazy.
It's so annoying though. Like I'm just like, now I'm not.
Yeah, skip. I'm not watching the film.
Yeah, not watching the film.
Cool, you lost me.
Yeah.
Be creative. Be original.
And I'm feeling.
Just do it, Nike.
Like you said, it's always the slowed down version. It has to be cinematic and fucking lethargic and all moody. And it's like, oh God, give it a rest. I don't know.
I mean, in that vein, the reason why I sung the Nirvana song as well is I saw a video this morning. And it was a guy. I'm assuming like a party or something in America, and there was this girl wearing a Nirvana T-shirt, and she was clearly like 18 or something, quite young, and the guy was playing her a song, being like, "Oh, do you know who sung this?" And it was a Nirvana song, and then she looked completely baffled, didn't even have like the sort of mind to figure out, oh, maybe it's a joke because I'm wearing it. Like, completely forgot just the T-shirt that she was wearing, but also she didn't know who Nirvana were whatsoever. And it's just like, I mean, I feel like that was a trend when we were growing up, where Primark would bring in just like generic band T-shirts, and you'd get all these people wearing them who didn't know. And to me, that's the most infuriating thing, because it's kind of lame enough to wear a band T-shirt for like a band that you like, right? Like it's okay, but like, you know, the whole joke is like, you know, don't wear the band's T-shirt to the gig kind of thing. That's kind of lame, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's already quite lame that you're doing that. So then you're going one step further to wear that and then not even know who the band was. I know that when we were growing up, the big one was like, for some reason, whether it was Primark or like H&M or something, brought out loads of like Ramones merch. And like, Ramones are quite like, I mean, they're obviously very popular at the time, but in terms of like today's culture, quite an obscure kind of like, you know, Irish, I think they're Irish or something, like punk rock band with quite like aggressive music, like a lot of punk is. Like, it's not really easy listening. Like, you kind of have to be in that mode and just like, absolutely, I can guarantee that 90% of the people wearing the T-shirts never listened to a Ramones song before. Don't even know who they are. No.
Well, that girl wearing the Nirvana shirt, I mean, that is as Cuda and sheepy as it gets. When you don't, she's doing it. The only reason she's doing it is because everyone else is doing it. She's just following a trend, and sad, that is the generation that's just coming up,
just
now.
Unoriginal.
But then at the same time, she's just a young girl who just doesn't know much. You have to, you know, sometimes put it down to just, you know, age, being young, you're stupid, aren't you? So they just don't know much.
There is like, it's so weird that in a generation, I think everyone's kind of like clawing for some of their own identity, really, but they're all still just copying the same trend as if that's their identity. Yeah. People like being individual is almost like being in a group of something. Like, you're just finding another group to be individual in. Yeah.
Yeah. Fashion is the I think the most interesting of them all in terms of trends. Like with new generations, like 90s fashion, 2000s fashion, which is just like coming back. Well, it has been here for a while, but is like
early
coming
noughties
back.
Fashion is coming back.
But it's
which
like,
I never thought I'd see that, because it's the worst.
Awful at the time. Worst. And to be honest, I remember, you know, like ankle swingers, where I remember guys at uni, like some of the fashion students would come in proper boot cut ankle swingers, being like, ugh, dorks. Like,
I think girls can get away with it, but guys just definitely can't.
Girls can get away with anything. Yeah. Honestly, girls look good in pretty much anything. And as we said like the other week, girls have so much more choice.
True.
But
I feel like you get judged. This is like a thing. Genuinely, as a guy, I feel like you get judged so much harsher when it comes to like fashion, like experiments that you're trying. Do you know what I mean? You immediately judge. Where if it's a girl, it's like, oh wow, they're so brave, or like, oh, that's really trendy and fit. Whereas if it's a guy, if you're unless you're a very eccentric individual, it's quite difficult, I think, as a guy to sort of experiment a bit with fashion.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that 90s, 2000, I just thought it would never resurface, but it has. And you know, now I'm not too mad at it. Like, I quite like some of the the oversized stuff. I have a lot of it myself, like the fleeces that are coming back. I just don't understand it.
I know it's not a new idea, but genuinely it is. Like, if a certain few celebrities say like this is cool to wear, like that's it becomes cool again.
Kanye,
even though it, like, last year it would be considered like you're wearing the worst thing in the world, but then someone comes along like Kim Kardashian, she's like, oh yeah, it's cool to do this again. It's like, oh, it's cool now. Well, nothing's changed visually. No. It's just these group of people have decided this is cool again.
That's it. No,
it's bizarre.
You literally hit the nail on the head there with Kanye. Kanye was one of the people to bring back that like oversized fit.
Yeah.
And remember when he started wearing Champion stuff. Champion was sold in Primark.
Yeah.
Kanye.
Now it's sold in like Urban Outfitters for like 100 quid.
Yeah, honestly.
It's crazy.
I like it. Yeah. And I'm a cooler in that.
Yeah.
I'm cooler in the
I
process.
agree, because I also, before they had their resurgence, I'd have been like, wow, like Champion's like Umbro. But then now Umbro's kind of cool again.
It's like Coq Latif or whatever that fucking French brand is.
When we were younger, that was like the lame brand that you got if you couldn't afford like Nike or Adidas, basically.
Oh, dude. Let's have actually no, I don't even want to take a guess. I just want to revisit some of the hairstyles that have gone out of fashion. Yeah. Dude, can you remember when like chavs would slick the fringe of their hair down and then spike the back up? You remember that? They look like a weird,
I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably did that at some point.
You really?
Maybe not like hardcore, but I had quite long fringe. I used to straighten my fringe down
the back
and
up
then
like
sometimes
a peacock.
puff the back up.
Dude, that was terrible. And that I you know what? I'm going to put it down. Never ever coming back. It's never coming back.
I don't know, man. You say that
it's never
about
coming
anything,
back.
but
it can't. And if it does, I
feel like you still see a few guys with it, but about early 2010s, or maybe even like 2015, the fucking, you know, like the Macklemore, the shaved sides, and then huge quiff going backwards as well. That's starting to phase out a little bit, but that is also like a... People would always take it too far. Like, it was fine with like a little bit, shave it, you know, sweep it back, but then you've got the guys with the huge quiffs. It's just like, oh, what are you doing, man? Come on.
Oh man, I hope that stuff never comes back, but it will. Because there's only so much you can do with your hair. Like the short back and side slick back, that was 40s.
In like 100 years from now, everyone's going to be like shaved. We'll be in like live in a society where there's no expression. Can
you see the short back and sides going out of fashion? I think that's like almost ingrained in everyone now. Like that is just good to go. That is always going to look good.
It depends.
It wasn't about
it depends
in
on the
noughties.
execution though of that, because I do see a few guys in like their 30s that have like short back and sides and then just like no real effort other than that, and I kind of look at them and I'm like, oh, you really don't have much taste. You don't have much taste for life anymore, do you?
But it's like, it kind of is. It's going to look good. It's going to look all right. Does the job, look smart, looks cool-ish if done well. Yeah. It kind of ticks all the boxes. It's smart for work. It's cool for leisure.
I can't talk. I've got main Jesus hair.
No, but you remember in the noughties as well, it was like spiky hair was the thing. Yeah, spiky hair. Absolutely. Everyone wanted spiky hair. Yeah, same. I got told at my primary school, I got told to stop gelling my hair because it was too spiky.
Yeah. I mean, these like those gel companies like VO5 and stuff like that. Like, what an absolute nightmare for them to try and keep up with the trend as well. Because I imagine just making, you know, plastic silicone gel in the noughties, making absolute huge bang for buck there, and then like everyone decided that wasn't cool, and it's like, oh, we got to rethink our style, and then it went more to the matte look, and then like I don't know, it's just weird.
Similar vein. Interior
but
design.
But for girls, like long hair for girls is just never.
What? Never going to go?
Never changed.
Well, because to be fair to them, like that's how it's always been, isn't it? I guess to them, they'd be like, no, you can do like ponies, you can do braids.
I know there's a lot more nuances to it, but just generally like,
it's always
just
long hair.
Has always just looked fine. So.
Yeah, it has.
What were you saying about interior design?
Interior design wise, same thing, right? These days, the modern design is to be quite neutral and
minimalist.
Yeah, minimalism is the thing of this decade that we're in, right? And I was talking to my auntie, because she's just had her kitchen and living area like redone, and it's nice white walls with oak furniture, black sort of like window frames, and also like dark grey. So nice. And I said, like, I can't see this ever going out of fashion. But in the 80s, if you look back at some of the interior design, pink floral designs
like
all over
crazy,
the walls. Disgusting, right?
overwhelming amount of like designs.
Yeah,
Just...
pink, fucking magnolia, like curtains.
But dude, if you look at like high fashion or like really, you know, fancy interior design, like it's kind of going back to that. Like they will,
really fancy stuff is.
Yeah.
But it's how they do it. They do it in a minimalistic way now, to where there's like not too much going on, but there's loads of pops of color for sure. But can you ever see like minimalism going away? Can you ever see clutter coming back?
I mean, I can't, but it will. It
do you think it will?
Yeah.
I don't know now if we're just that much smarter that we've learned that doesn't look as good.
It's cyclical. I think it
Really?
all goes round.
I hope it doesn't, because I hope that we've gained.
I'm going to bring it back.
I honestly hope we've gained the knowledge now that less is more, and let's just keep things
less is
nice
more and more is
tidy.
less. That's what I always say.
Well, you just contradicted yourself straight away.
No.
Okay.
So on last week's episode, or 2 episodes ago, we had a comment on one of our YouTube videos. It was episode 8.
Hit me.
Because we do accept write-ins via YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So please hit us up. It's probably a good time to remind you that we take in write-ins because we like to talk about what bothers you guys. So there'll be an email on the screen here. It's also in the description. So you can email in, or you can also write in the YouTube comments. And this YouTube comment might give you an idea of the kind of things to write in about. Give us some fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
Some food for the kitten, as they say.
Where do they say that? Where do they say that?
I just heard it like here and there.
Really?
No, I'm sorry. I've started that. I've tried to get that trending on Twitter 4 times now.
How's it going?
No, not good.
No, very good, man.
So this is from Trish Bothers.
Trishy.
Classic.
Trish, gotta say, you're
Big
an OG.
fan.
And, you know, when
you're getting the first car when we make it.
Yeah, you are going to be there. You're going to be first to the little retreat that we make somewhere up in the Lake District, where we're all going to congregate and have fun together. Oh, isn't that right?
Cult.
Well, you don't have to say that, but yeah.
It sounds like a cult, man.
Oh yeah, it could be, yeah. Anyway.
He says, a bother. When people, especially on work instant messaging / Skype for business, message you out of the blue just saying, hey, how's it going? And they say nothing more until you reply. You know they want something or want to ask you something, which is fine, of course, but just say it straight away. Don't wait for me to say, good, thanks you, then immediately reply with what you want, so you know I'm reading it there and then.
Yeah.
Let me digest your request, love that, question, and then get back to you. Don't put me in this suspense as to what you want. If you need an urgent response, send a high importance email or call me. Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know what a high importance email is, because I obviously don't work in that kind of environment, but I like the idea that like there's different tiers of emails for where Trish works. Yeah. Where it's like, send me a high importance email. Tag it high importance and I'll see it straight away.
Tier 3 is, if you don't sort this out, you're going to lose your job. That's probably...
If you don't reply within 2 minutes and 45 seconds, then you get disciplinary.
The industry that I think Trish works in, you know, probably something corporate, because that sounds super corporate.
Absolute shout though. That is something that does really annoy me. People that you especially aren't used to socializing with, and you know that they're messaging you because they want and need something, which, you know, is fine. Mm-hmm. Also, hey, don't be the person that just messages people when you want something. But if you are going to, that's fine. I
guess with work.
Yeah, with work it's different
It's going to have to be that, because they're not going to ask you out of the blue.
Absolutely.
I just want to know how you're doing. I mean, look, I'm working here. But is he saying outside of working hours?
No, I don't know either or. But no, it's... honestly, this is one that really grinds my gears, because you know that they're just asking for something, and I just feel like screaming, hey, say what you want, just say what you want. Don't. It's what we talked about like last week or the week before, about the weird formalities that we kind of create in a work environment, or just socially, where it's like, it's polite to sort of, rather than going in with what you want, sort of ask how it's going first. It's like, oh, you don't care, just tell me what you want. Make our lives, both of our lives, much easier and quicker, and just say what it is. 100%.
100%. Yeah, they're I just completely agree. I don't like how similar to what he's saying. I don't like, right? Well, what Trish is saying is that just be more transparent. Just send me the whole thing. Stop trying to be buddy, right? I have a real thing with just the other day. I can't remember where it was, but I remember feeling like, hey, be yourself. I was in a situation in a really professional environment, and this person came up to me and was like, "Hello, Mr. Mount, can I take you over to the room, please?" "Yeah, absolutely, I can grab you." And I was just like, "Hey man, I know you're not like that in real life. I know when you go home, you swear at the TV.
You swear at the TV and your wife.
Yeah,
and then
and you complain about what like things that you're watching. You
like sits in his just like no trousers, sits in just his shirt with his tie loosened off, just like absolutely going at it.
Just chilling. Like as soon as he gets off the clock, he is just going for a beer. Like and it's just like, who are we kidding? Like we all put this false persona on when we have to try and be really professional. Well, most people do anyway. It depends what your job is, but it's just like, who are you kidding? Like I know you're not like that in real life.
I guess it just comes down to like, I guess if you're in an industry where like you're paying a lot of money for something, I guess you just expect a level of professionalism. Well, that's the
thing. That's society. That's the world we live in. And yes, I do appreciate a level of professionalism. I don't want the guy fucking cussing at me for wearing like shit.
Yeah.
If he's like, "Oh, what the hell are you wearing, man? That looks fucking shit," or whatever it be. If he's, as long as he's not rude to me, he can still be like, "Nick, you ready for your thing?" "Oh yeah, cool." Cool, man. Where have you come from today? Like super professional.
I feel like
still.
I figured that out quite an early age as well. Like even my first proper job where I was working in a shop, I kind of figured that out quite early on. Where it's like, hey, like people actually kind of respond better when you're just a bit more down to earth and chill. And actually, I found that I made more sales when I was just being a normal person. And then like I remember I worked in a shoe shop, and they had a checklist, right, every week to check you're doing the right customer service things. And it was so like, you had to be like so fake, and it obviously like was so bad. And I remembered I sold more shoes when I was just being a down to earth normal person. And if you are anyone in any kind of industry, even if you are quite a high level of professionalism, like personally, like if you're interacting with me, just I respond so much better if you're just a normal person, just chill.
100%.
Hey man, you here for this? Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you all good? Yep, cool. All good.
Polite, be polite.
Polite,
but that's all you need.
It.
Yeah,
it ends
100%.
100%.
No, go on. You continue.
You go on.
I mean, are you gonna remember yours?
Probably not, but crack
on. Go on.
No, I was gonna say I had an interesting conversation with my dad because he worked in the hospitality industry pretty much all of his life. Really worked at some really, really, really high level restaurants, posh, nice restaurants. Not quite, but yeah, but all equivalent.
Oh, actually, there is. Sorry, I won't. Anyway, go on. I was joking, but there was a link to Gordon Ramsay and whatever. Anyway, go on.
And there was one he was telling me about when he worked in Egypt, and it sounds bizarre as well, what he was telling me, but I think it was quite fascinating, which is, it was around the time, I guess in the 80s or so, where videos were just coming out. So like video cassettes, VHS basically. Yeah. And it was super expensive at the time to get that. And apparently there was like one guy on his street that had one, and like he would like, and he was a business guy who was rich, and he would like buy stuff for the street because he was just such a happy guy that he like had this VHS thing. And he worked in a restaurant that also just had TVs and VHS players in it, and you could come in and like play your videos, which now to me that sounds like, wow, that's like a McDonald's basically, where it's like sounds super thing. But back then, because it was such an expensive thing to have, it was a posh restaurant where like celebrities and stuff went to, which also sounds like a cool idea. But yeah, he was telling me like, obviously in that, I said to him like, in those high level stressful situations, like I understand that there's a level of professionalism that you have to have when you're serving people. Do you know what I mean? People expect something, but like the people, I said to him, like the people that get, that snap or get so annoyed if like you do something wrong, or like you didn't pour the drink from the right side, or like, do you know what I mean? It's like, same thing where it's like, okay, but who are we kidding? Like we know that we're all human. Like, okay, I'm not saying like just throw the dishes on the table, but like don't like, why are we in this point in society where we're so uptight about like those little details where it's just like, I mean, he'll say, well, it's all the professionalism, it's in the details. That's what makes it what you pay more for, but it's just like, who are we kidding? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you getting so angry at that? Do you know what I mean? If you're the type of person that blows up at like a waiter for not doing the thing that you expected, it's just like, okay, cool.
Well, they're the ones that keep it going. They're the reason why there is that fucking ridiculous level of professionalism. And I don't. Interesting. It does. I think it even comes down to like the attire that you're wearing. You know, I like the way a suit looks. I think it looks great. But like, do you really need to wear one? Like, I think there are much easier ways of, you can still look smart smart casual is still smart.
Yeah.
Like, it still looks
obviously I think it's probably a lot less common nowadays, but like certain places where it's like, oh, you went to the interview and you didn't wear a suit. It's like,
come on, man.
Like,
but like,
I don't want the job.
Going back to like a few weeks ago about tradition, it's just tradition. It's traditional to wear a suit, and when were suits invented? It was during a time when that's kind of all that gentlemen wore, like was just suits,
and hats.
right? Yeah.
You couldn't leave the house without a hat.
But guess what? It's 300 years later and we're not doing that anymore. But
we love a good tradition.
But it's those people that demand that type of service. They're the reason why it's still going on. But you can still be professional with being polite and helpful. That's all you need to do. Polite and helpful.
Be a human being as well. Yeah. Don't need to be a robot.
So be polite, be helpful, don't be a robot, and you maybe don't need to wear a suit that is like crisp. You don't have to. It can still look smart with wearing smart cash.
I think we are phasing out of it a little bit though, in most places.
I hope so. I like professionalism. I like it when people, but that's what I'm saying. Polite and helpful. That's all you need. Yeah. That's all you need, man.
I know, like when I've got a couple of tattoos now. I'm looking to get more, and quite a common one is like about jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Don't get it on your arms. Don't.
Like my mentality to always is just like, especially in 2020, I just feel like if there's a company that would actually feel funny about that, it's just almost like I just don't really want to work there, because that kind of says a lot to me about their unnecessary traditionalism and stuff like that. That's like
discrimination.
There is actually discrimination laws now to do with tattoos, but there are still people that might feel funny about it. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I don't really want to work at those places then. I feel like it kind of falls into that, where it's just like, just be more chill about stuff. Because there are so many people in history as well that have been absolute geniuses, but like haven't been very good in terms of like, presenting their own appearance and stuff like that. But then absolute like tech wizards.
Yeah, we're not all the same person. Like everyone is different in that way. Yeah, like I'm sure people haven't got jobs because of the way they dressed or the way they looked.
But they might have absolutely
smashed it. They were there for sure. I watched this weird American real estate program on Netflix. Can't remember what it's called, like Speech House something, selling on.
Cool.
But yeah, anyway, the guys selling, dude. They were selling $10 million houses, right? They were ultimate frat guys. Yo, man, I got this listing, Mo, and Daddy's gonna make some bank. And then they go to the meeting, and it's like, "Hello, sir, nice to meet you. So it's the ceilings they're 10 feet high. Yeah, as we come into here, like super professional." And I was just like, "You're fooling these people, man.
Absolutely.
They don't know who you. Well, they can probably see through it, but they're dealing with billionaires. They're the only people that are going to be buying fucking £10 million houses in." Not in the Hamptons, right? That's where they were selling, right? And yeah, literally, as soon as they got off work, Daddy scored, baby. And it's like, oh, you just lied, basically. Yeah. Like, I hate it so much. It's so fake.
It is weird. It is weird that we do that.
I know.
But back to the original thing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Tangent.
basically. Yeah, no, but I think it all falls under the same.
Yeah, it does.
Falls under the same car. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Sorry, is that?
That was the saying that I'm trying to get trending on Twitter again.
Say again.
Falls under the same car.
Wasn't there like an umbrella expression?
Something like that. Similar. Very similar. Umbrella, car. I'd like to.
Hey man, one day, I believe in you. You'll get a catchphrase going.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, basically just. Be more yourself, be more transparent. I don't think people are going to care too much, whether you're putting on this persona or not. You'll probably find that you'll actually do better as well when you chill out a bit more.
For sure.
And that's our advice for this week.
For sure. I'd love it if Trish could do a little experiment for us And when they say, "Hey, how are you?" as the first text, you say, "What do you want?" That's your response. They say, "Hey, how are you?" and you say, "Cut to the chase. What do you want?" Question mark. Please, Trish.
I had a friend at work who, because basically there was someone else at work that would always do that, and they would always just type "hey" first, as if to get your attention, right? And then what he would do was just not reply, because he's like, "Oh, hey's not a question."
Yeah.
He's just saying "hey,"
Yeah.
not reply, and then wait for him to have to then type again to say like what he actually wanted to get him out of that habit. It's just like,
that.
Don't just say "hey."
Trish, do it. Please do it.
Yeah, let us know.
Just say, "Cut to the chase."
Follow up.
Hey man, cut to the chase. What do you want? Please. That would be awesome.
Yeah, please follow up and let us know. Would you rather no internet? Okay.
The other one. The other one already. Yeah, go on.
No internet for a year, or you have to walk everywhere for a year?
Oh, I immediately was about to say, of course, the walking one.
Yeah, but think about it.
Yeah, well, that's difficult.
It's like if you have to go to work, you also couldn't take any jobs that weren't, within a 10 mile, not even that, like a 5 mile radius, because it'd be so long to get to.
What's the reasoning? Do people know, oh, he can't travel by anything but foot?
Oh, no, you're not allowed to tell anyone.
So it's like,
so
I don't trust any form of transport. I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah. No, you can make that up, but yeah, I guess so.
Whatever the phobia is of feeling like you're always going to die, I'm sure.
So say if you had a job in Oxford Circus, you'd probably have to leave 2 hours before you started?
What, to get there?
Yeah.
Or for walking?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
More a bit longer,
3 hours. Can I get a scooter?
No, of course not.
That's not like a vehicle. I couldn't obviously fly anywhere. You'd have to be put. Oh yeah,
it'd be a problem for you as well with the overseas girlfriends.
Exactly.
Well, she could come to you.
I'd have to. Well, in that case, I'd have to have internet. Otherwise, relationship is just non-existent.
Well, you would have internet, fortunately, in that scenario.
It'd have to be walking everywhere.
Yeah,
just because during COVID as well, I could probably get half a year without having to go anywhere, because working from home is just what we're doing at the moment.
No, it starts from January 1st and COVID's deleted. COVID's deleted from the data
COVID's not going to
frame.
go away until April, man.
Yeah, but I'm just in this universe that we're creating in my book that I'm writing.
Still that one.
Yeah, me
still
too.
Have to
I can do it.
everywhere.
I can go without the internet. I'm an addict. It's in my veins.
You are.
You know what? But they're saying that internet should be a facility, basically, which is similar to water, and should be a standard facility for humans. Like it's a human right almost. That's what they're trying to push for at the moment.
So as opposed to, what are we doing? Paying for Wi-Fi?
Well, it's just in terms of how it's treated. So under, when things come under like humanitarian rules and stuff, basically, everyone should have the right to clean drinking water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're saying internet's going to fall under that as well.
But you're still going to have to pay for it, like a provider.
Yeah, but it's the same way you still pay for water, but I think when it comes to certain human rights,
go into Starbucks, get a free water.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you do that? Can I fill up a tap water?
Do you do that, or do you pay a water bill?
What do you mean here?
Yeah,
I pay the water bill.
Yeah,
here.
Exactly. So it's a redundant statement, isn't it?
No, I'm just saying, out and about. You know how you have out and about, you get data, but you're still paying O2 every month. Sorry.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. What are you?
Maybe it's more so in the house, I think.
Okay. Are you thrilled about it?
Well, no, I just think it's interesting we've gotten to the point now where we're having the internet is equivalent to having a water line.
Well, the world depends on it now. Yeah. It's dependent on the internet.
Same way that your house has to have running water as a basic facility, it would have to have internet as well.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
You're good for
Only thing is, we haven't had long enough on this planet to know the long-term side effects of 5G, Wi-Fi.
Dude.
Honestly, there's an incredible film that's going to come out of this, where in 30 to 40 years' time, this generation that grew up with Wi-Fi is going to start
to have 3 arms.
We're going to start to mutate, and we're going to start to slowly die out, turn into zombies, and it's going to be something around that.
Sounds like a wild ride. Yeah, you thought 2020 was the worst of it?
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
We are going to start growing third arms, and
it's just the beginning.
It's just going to go crazy. But also,
what if it was though? Everyone is just 2020, worst year ever, can't wait for next year to reset. Yeah. What if this was just the start? This is now just the descent into
this is standard.
the end of the world. Yeah.
God. How
God, we'd
awful
make some
would that
great
be?
documentaries.
We
though.
could. We could, and that's all that matters.
That's all that
Filmmaking,
matters.
baby.
We'll make our pie.
But seriously, actually, looking at it from a realistic point of view, long-term side effects of having like all this radiation around us. Like, imagine we all just start. Sorry to go horribly morbid, but imagine we all just start popping off with just loads of just cancer. We all just start dying out.
Oh God,
cancer. Because
yeah.
we just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something that I thought about.
I mean, a thought that I've always quite enjoyed is that, you know, things like global warming and these kind of diseases and stuff that get created, you know, it's all about, basically the concept is not that we're destroying the planet, is that the planet is fighting back and the planet's destroying us.
Mm-hmm.
So basically global warming is not the planet's not heating up because we're damaged. Well, not as a direct effect of we're damaging it. It's heating up to kill us off because we're hurting it, basically.
Right.
Which is something that I've always quite liked the idea of.
Yeah.
That basically the planet's always going to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the planet.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. It has been What a Bother. I'm Tam, by the way. And
And I'm Nick.
good to introduce ourselves at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We're really good at that.
So good.
Yeah, please write in, give us more fuel for the fire. YouTube comments, email on the screen, Instagram, all in the description. Please go check it out. Maybe you could even put this part at the start as well.
What?
I don't know if we could like film a little.
We still going?
I don't know.
Okay, bro.
Yeah,
I'll do whatever you say.
cool, man. Thanks.
Love you guys.
See you later, guys.
Peace and
Love
love.
you.